Are you ready for a tour at Monte Cristo, Australia's most haunted homestead? My name is Jodie and welcome to JMS Explore. It's Monte Cristo is located at Junee, New South Wales, Australia. And as you can see, upon arriving, you will drive up a dirt road. Today's date is Tuesday the 31st of December 2019 and the time is 10:30 a.m. Temperature for today is 32 degrees. I am attending the homestead with my family, so my husband Pat, my two daughters, Jasmine is 16 and Phoebe is almost 12, and my youngest son, Caden, who is 13. Let's start off with a bit of history before we actually go in for our tour. So the original owner, Christopher William Crawley, born in 1841 to 1910, acquired two parcels of land in Junee on conditional purchase, one of 400 acres and another of 120 acres in January 1876. After years of struggle, farming and the many provisions of regional life, in a primitive slab hut, his fortune changed when the Great Southern Railway line opened in 1878. Perhaps tipped off the year before, he acquired a licence and built the railway hotel opposite the soon-to-be bustling railway station. At that time, the village consisted of Mr. Crawley's hotel, the adjoining railway store run by George Dobbins, and a few scattered slab houses and bark huts. The township benefited tremendously from the influx of travellers and agriculture trade, fueling the region's explosive growth. Crawley's wealth increased dramatically, as did his holdings, acquiring almost the entire area of present-day Junee at its peak. Mr. Crawley soon became a force to be reckoned with. More than a pillar of society, he became a town founder. His natural generosity and sense of civic responsibility resulted in him being held in high regard by all segments of the community. As a devout Roman Catholic, he donated a parcel of land to the church and helped finance the construction of St. Joseph's Church and other important civic projects at a time when the government funding wasn't really available. His hard-earned wealth and newfound social status symbol. So Monte Cristo, literally Mount of Christ, came into being. The front steps of Monte Cristo has a large bleach stain from removing blood from a maid falling to her death. We've got a doorbell. There's a camera where?
There's a camera above that.
I'm recording you on this. What?
It's so dark.
What? You're allowed to go up. Of course, my children wanted to try and scare me when I went into this home. It is said that the homestead is haunted and, there's ghosts and stuff like that. I'm actually there for the history side of it and seeing all the antique stuff, all the rooms, the way things were set out back in that time. So obviously I wasn't too scared. We just had a little bit of a joke about that one. Now we're in the house, sorry. The homestead, this particular house was built in 1884. So as you can see, all the beautiful antiques inside this home. I absolutely loved it. Walking into this home was just absolutely incredible. Incredible. I just cannot believe how beautiful it is. I cannot express really how I felt, how overwhelming, how beautiful everything was in this home. Of course, you have your old creaks and stuff like that in the home when people are walking around in there, which I will not talk in certain spots. That going up the stairs, for instance, you'll hear the creaking stairs as well. And so I'll stop talking for a moment and pop some more music on to have a look at these rooms, and I'll keep ducking in and out to talk to you. That's creepy, those.
It's really, the next to the stairs is really creepy.
No idea what's in there, but
Paintings.
you just come from there. Look how pretty that looks. There we go. Let's go to the left.
mistake. Did you see the puppy painting behind you?
Yep.
Oh.
Joe, is that real?
No.
The what?
The fruit.
No, yeah, it looks really real. Really real. The scissors. Mum,
Mm-hmm.
you know, how'd they get down there?
Trying to scare us. Okay, so apparently there's a woman in white that is often seen on the top of the balcony here. Now don't forget about the large bleach stain that you can see right there. That's where the maid actually fell to her death. Why am I going to scream?
Does that freak you out?
Oh, yeah, go back, go
Does that
back.
freak you out?
Okay, we got to show the viewers. What's that? Look like the hand move, but it's the material. It is. Please keep it closed. Your table. Someone has tried opening it. What's the go with this room?
I really like it.
No entry beyond this point. Thank you. On the floor? Look at this door.
Where's
Let's go. Did you get the pet cemetery down there?
yeah. Oh, that's 10?
Yeah, look.
Why would you name their dog dog?
Down there.
Going back here?
Yep. Let's check out this door. Okay, let's head back downstairs. So we'll go through this beautiful hallway. Off the hallways, there's a room on each side. I still do not know what's in front in that door there. They might have that for accommodation, people that stay overnight. I'm really not sure. I didn't look into that or ask about that. Such a beautiful home though. It is so beautiful. It was quite warm inside. Like I said, we had 32 degrees for the day. But it was really quite warm inside. Obviously no air conditioning or no fans back in that time or anything like that. So imagine wearing those long dresses and suits and you know, clothes like that back in that era, and you would be sweating, absolutely sweating. But I guess they were used to that. Look at the beautiful entry. So we're exiting the house. Back on the first floor now. Such a beautiful view, the gardens. Okay, so we've gone outside, just the side of the home, making our way around. You can see how windy it has picked up here now as we're walking through as well. It's a cute little archway. So we have more here to view. The first thing I had seen were these hearses, of course. Now, I think they just bring these out for Halloween time or anything like that. They had skeletons in them, which you'll see. I'll walk up to them as well. You'll be able to see them. So, you know, they do entertain when they have ghost tours that you stay overnight. They have a ball that goes on. It's every year in September as well, where you put the clothing back in those times, and you wear a mask. And I'm actually attending to the September 2020 this year. So hopefully I can get some footage of that when I attend to that, but that's 9 months away. So there's your skeletons. Like I said, they must do that for Halloween nights that they do. Zoning to the front door. Can you see that closing on me as I'm about to enter? Watch. There it is. You saw that. So, is it a ghost or was it the wind? Anyway, so this homestead we're going into is actually prior to the construction of the new house that we had been into in 1884-85. The Crawleys lived in a small brick cottage now called the original homestead. It was built in 1876 and become the kitchen and servants' quarters, which itself was part of a trend as their original on-site home. A slab hut had become servant quarters when finances improved and a grander brick replacement was constructed. The slab hut made way for stables to house Mr. Crawley's prize racehorses, which we will go and have a look at a moment, with the construction of the dairy and preceded a wood ballroom which stood directly behind the old homestead and was connected to a carbide gas supply illuminating the main house in 1902. The homestead was renowned as one of the region's social centres, a place where balls were held and local generally idled away the day in the country pursuits, playing tennis and golf on the region's first course. In between these pleasant activities, the Crawleys raised 7 children, all of whom went on to live happy, productive lives. All of them were musically talented. We are now about to enter the stables here, showing some of the carriages back in the time. Now, also in here, it's been said that Boy Morris was burnt after not getting up for work when his boss set fire to a straw mattress he was sleeping on. So I'm not exactly sure in the spot here where he was laying, but it was in here in the stables. He was sleeping. I loved walking around the stables in here. When you walked in, the smell, you could smell the old day times, the old leather smell from the horses' stirrups and their saddles. And now I didn't touch anything. I didn't want to touch anything. When you are going on tours like this, or when you're entering someone's home, of course everyone should have respect. You're able to view all these old time stuff. So when you do go to a place like this, if you do go to Monte Cristo, just looking at the smells, just seeing everything is good enough. And the cabinet, look at the cabinet here. Everything put in its place, obviously where it used to be for the horses. That was quite a big step down back into the ground there too. And up in here, I'm showing the step, how big the step was there. So in this room particularly, because there were the saddles and all that there, the leather, the smell of the leather. Leather has a nice smell to it, I think, anyway, but your old smell of the leather, not your brand new these days, brand new. So that's the stable that you got to see there. Thank you so much for tuning in on my video for the tour for Monte Cristo. Give me a thumbs up or comment if you would like me to attend a ghost tour, a night tour, and hopefully record a few things there as well. That should be fun.